this is Cars and Coffee Las Vegas. We have Jim and this really unique race car. This morning, oh my gosh, the whole crowd surrounded this car. It was the biggest. So tell us about this car. Where did you find this car originally?
I bought this car as a gift. I bought another car, and a man said to me, "Do you want that body?" So I got a body. It was a body with no windows, no doors, no nothing. It was just a shell, and I had it in the backyard for 10 years or so. And when it came time to build a race car out of the car, I said, might as well start with a car that's already basic. So I started with the basic piece, and went from there.
Did you always wanted to turn Camaro as a race car?
No, sort of. We did do the race that we're going to talk about one time in a Camaro, and it was a 72 Camaro, number 100, and it was, a friend provoked me a little, let's go, so we went in it. So it wasn't really a race car, more of a street car, but we were only going slower speeds, so that was okay, but I wanted to go faster.
So I know you are the last man standing racing, and this car has made it to a race for a few times. How many times did it?
It went 3. It went 10 miles the first time, and with my girlfriend, and we were going 200 mile an hour when it broke. And then we went the second time, we went the whole way in the 90 miles, and we averaged 187 with a 200 mile an hour or so top speed. And then we went again, I went again, and I only got 80 miles, but I got 213 at 80 miles, and it would have been a good number, but I didn't get the last mile. I got counted for 80, but it's not an official thing. But I missed a mile, so 1 mile. So I want to go one more time and get the 90 miles.
So what's the official name of that race that you do on the street?
It's the Silver State Classic Challenge is one of the races. That was the original race, and there's another one called the whatever. It's another race at the other time of year. It's a different name, but it's the same outfit. sscc.us is their website. They've been doing it now since 1984, so they've been around a long time in Nevada, and it's promoted by the tourism department of the state, and it helps financially the counties out there where we race.
So I read the little sticker on the side of the car saying that you built this car yourself. So how did you gain all this knowledge about race car and the building car itself?
Well, I grew up as a motorhead. My father was talented on automobiles. He'd gone through a lot of automobile courses in 1937 and worked on buses, and then became a bus driver most of his life. But he passed on a lot of talents. And then I came to the United States, migrated here, and worked at NASCAR shops in Southern California and Southern Florida, and gained a lot of knowledge there. And I've always been a person who would find a challenge and overcome it. So I was able to do it all. I built the whole car myself. Nobody did anything on it except a couple friends, a couple little things here and there, and my girlfriend Vicki did some sewing. And pretty much what you see, the paint, the whole thing, and is what I did.
So where did you find this car originally, you said?
It was a corner of Eastern and Pecos, or Eastern and Russell. Russell was a little house, and the guy had a Camaro for sale, and he gave me this body that I started with as a free thing, and that's how it started. And then that's where I started. And then I bought everything, or I had things, and I wanted the car to be a Camaro. I didn't want to build a true race car, because a lot of people have race cars, and if you go race against race cars and they beat you, you have no accomplishment. I wanted to accomplish something. So this car is built off of a Camaro frame and everything, Camaro suspension, but it has some upgraded rear ends and transmissions and things. But it is really very, very close to a true Camaro. You can take most of this stuff and bolt it into a regular Camaro, and I want to do that. Also, John DeLorme worked for General Motors, and he was a very talented engineer, and I wanted to show a little respect for a man that in the end didn't get a lot of respect, because he built his own car called the DeLorean, and then he financially got tangled up with some bad things, and kind of went out with not a good thing. Well, I just felt respectfully that he should be treated right somewhere. So it's my little show of respect to John DeLorean. That's what I wanted to do. And a Camaro, instead of being a race car, is a racy Camaro, which to me is important. So,
how long has this been being as a race car? How long have you owned this car?
04 is when it was I was working on it hard, and I think the first race actually was 06 or so. 05 or 06 is when we first raced it. And it's a lot of work to make this thing race, so between races is quite a long time for a guy that was working. I'm retired now, so I got a little more time, but it's a big deal from one race to the other. You got to go through a lot of the parts and pieces. The gears go away, you got to replace gears and various things that you have to work on, so you can't just go race it the next day.
I heard you're going to celebrate 50 years anniversary of being a racer. That's going to happen next year?
Yes, 1967 I won a championship in Nova Scotia, and it was a Canadian Centennial project. Canada was 100 years old in 1967. So I took some school children on a train to the expedition in Montreal with government people, and that was a lot of fun, and I did that same year. And we won the championship, and it was a licensed Canadian Centennial project, and that was in 67. Well, next year will be 50-year anniversary, so next year I have a 37 Chevrolet Coupe in the backyard. I'm going to doctor it up and paint it up to match that race car. So next year at Cars and Coffee, if Lord let me be here, I will be bringing kind of a clone of that original race car.
That would be really fun. We have a reason to come to Cars and Coffee in the morning and see the beautiful history.
Let me add something to that. Cars and Coffee is one of the most wonderful things I ever ran into in my life. It's the people. They come with their great cars, but most of the people don't come to show off their car. They come to talk to people and to socialize. And this is a spectacular thing. Anybody that has an interest in cars to come here, they're all treated so well by so many people, and you can learn so much. And it's just a fantastic gathering of people who have an interest in cars. It's just spectacular, and anybody that has an interest should come here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.